Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joined Governor Abbott at the Capitol for a roundtable on rural health care initiatives. It comes as state leaders announced that Texas is guaranteed to receive $100 million per year for the next 5 years for rural health care. The money is the state's share of the $50 billion federal Make America Healthy Again initiative, also known as MAHA. Governor Abbott says the state will use the money to help new mothers, children, seniors, and uninsured Texans. The funding will also help staffing in small towns in need of healthcare workers.
We have an obligation to ensure that those communities are going to be able to succeed. And an essential component of those communities being able to succeed is having access to healthcare.
More than 190 Texas counties, home to nearly 60 million people, qualify as rural. Our Sam Stark goes in depth to take us to one Central Texas community that could really benefit from this influx of cash.
Paint chips off from the sign for the St. Mark's Medical Center in LaGrange. It once provided emergency services and orthopedic surgery, but it now sits abandoned, leaving a large space in the LaGrange community.
That's had a huge impact. People were using that hospital to have access to emergency services, and now they don't have that.
Sherry Keller is the CEO of one of the larger healthcare clinics in LaGrange. She said that since the hospital closed, more people are putting off getting the care they need.
There's an increase of people waiting to the last minute and coming here, and then EMS has to transport them to Austin.
Rural Texas is vital to our state.
On Thursday, government leaders, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott and U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr., met to discuss how the state can improve rural health care outcomes.
Rural America is in crisis, and the rural hospitals are absolutely critical for them surviving these crises.
In the past 15 years, more than 20 rural Texas hospitals have closed because of financial issues. Abbott and RFK Jr. celebrated state and federal initiatives recently passed that will infuse more money into improving rural healthcare infrastructure.
Texas provided more than $300 million to address the needs of healthcare in rural Texas.
Keller hopes some of the money makes it down to LaGrange so the city's hospital might reopen.
Want to move out this way, out to the rural. It's like a dream of everybody in the big city to move out to the country. But then you come out here and there's just not the infrastructure in healthcare.
In LaGrange, Sam Stark, State of Texas.
Secretary Kennedy spent 2 days in Austin. He started his visit by joining Governor Abbott for a ceremonial bill signing of Make America Healthy Again legislation in Texas. The signings included bills to increase physical activity in public and charter schools, to label food chemicals banned in other countries, and to ban purchase of candy and sugary drinks with food stamps. Kennedy received a warm welcome from Texas Republican lawmakers, who he later praised as leading the nation.
40% of the food manufacturers in this country have now agreed to remove the 9 synthetic petroleum-based dyes from their food. Why did they do that? They didn't do it because they're scared of me. They did it because they're scared of what's happening here in Texas today.
Secretary Kennedy also praised Texas lawmakers for passing a ban on cell phones in schools. He has called that a critical step to improve student learning and well-being. It's the big race on next year's ballot. Now we're seeing signs of a shift in the race for U.S. Senate.
Some polls certainly showing a much more narrow race between these two candidates.
We look at changes in recent polls in the race for U.S. Senate and why Donald Trump could be a key factor in who wins the Republican nomination.
What I'm seeing is the Texans are hungry for change. They're hungry for new leadership. They're hungry for somebody who will put them first. That's what I want to give them.
And a familiar face returns to the campaign trail. Why Colin Allred believes his second run for Senate will end with a win.